Hey there, honey. Welcome to the Lumiere channel. Welcome to your 12, yeah, and 13 May guidance. Is that what we're doing? I guess so. Okay. So, I think I'm gonna shuffle off camera, and I'll be back with your guidance. Okay. You know, I've been waiting for this. I have been waiting for this. I damn near saw this once. It's a tower, right? It's a tower. I damn near saw this, like, once. I was like, huh, I wonder what would happen if, like, what the guidance would be if the tower shows up on a daily guidance. And then I was like, okay, what are the odds of that happening? It's probably going to happen at some point. Could be, maybe, but woo woo woo, maybe not. In any case, the guidance, the guidance for the 12th and 13th of May is the tower. What did you do? No. I'm kind of reminded of the sequence of guidance that we've had. I think for the month of May there was something about being a little bit more, not aggressive, I suppose, being a little bit more I don't know, forthcoming, I suppose. Not adamant, but like going after what you want, you know. And I believe the previous guidance was something about following your intuition and reconsidering something. And the one before that was something was up to you to do. It seems like either way, if there's a certain path that I don't know. Today, if there's something that you are needing to do, needing to be in, I suppose it happens. For others of you, especially in the places that celebrated its Mother's Day, so perhaps that day for you will ignite some sort of latent, dormant potential energy and make that kinetic. That meaning, how to explain? Potential energy is like, if we remember back in school, if you're not in school now, potential energy is energy that is just like exactly like it sounds. It's potential. It has the potential to do something, to be not really. It has its potential, and it's something that can be something done to. It has energy, I suppose, in it. It's just kind of waiting to be activated. It's inactive. And then kinetic energy is moving energy. And so once this thing that's just kind of laying there, being dormant and just being, is hit with something, the energy transfer then ignites the potential energy that's within that thing, and then also there's the energy that's been exchanged between the moving object and science. Anyway, which is kind of nice. There's a bit of worry, I guess, for some people here, but I feel like something's coming, or something is arriving. Oh, I mean, that's the same thing, isn't it? Something will be triggered. That's the thing. I'm not getting destroyed necessarily. Like I'm getting more so something latent being ignited. Because you can look at the tower and see something is about to be destroyed. Things about to be da 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 da. But I'm not seeing destruction here. I'm seeing. I'm not really feeling destruction. I'm feeling more so change in the form of, okay, I'm gonna get out of bed now. I'm going to do something. I'm going to switch gears. Something that happens to switch gears, to help you move and shift and pivot. Yeah. It could be mental also. Yeah. It could definitely be mental, more of a psychic movement, in terms of like more of a psychic effect. So more of like, for instance, the fact that it's Mother's Day, and happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there, and fathers who have to be mothers as well. But it's one of those days which means a lot to certain people, and even to those that it doesn't, it still may carry some latent energy to it. It could be something that sparks something within you. So it's a day, right? It's an aroma. Mother's Day is like a scent. It's like a cloud. Once it passes, but it may have some sort of you may inhale the cloud, right? It's not really something physical. It's more so something mental that takes place, something, I don't even feel like it's emotional. I feel like there's certain like executive decisions being made with this. I don't feel like it's informed by emotion, yes, but it's almost like it's just a mental decision that's being made. Like it's like head, it's like neck and above, if anything, like head and above. So it's not so much about like your heart space, la la la. It's more so about like your psychic. By psychic, I mean like intuitive. I know this is what I need to do, or this is where I need to go, or this is the move I need to make or not make. So something maybe sparked here. I don't know. I guess for some of you it could be. I feel like even though it's a tower, it just seems like it's gonna be fairly subtle. Like, it's not going to be the force of the tower. Again, it doesn't feel like complete destruction. It just feels like something that's been latent moving. Something that's been dormant, getting up and no longer being dormant. That was a lot of gibber gabber. So the book says, out of nowhere, a sudden bolt of lightning strikes a tower and blasts its 2 occupants from its shelter. The king and his architect, okay, constructed and possessed the tower, which in their conceit they thought to be indestructible. But their earthly roles are meaningless to the eye of God. Fuck. Whatever illusion they had about their power and permanence is burned away as they fall toward the waters below. So kind of like a rude awakening. I kind of, this is almost like, dare I say, like a forced surrender, but it's almost like it's like a humblation. From what this is saying, it seems like it's a humbling, I suppose. But in any case, whatever illusion they had about their power and permanence is burned away as they fall toward the waters below. The presence of a dove, the Holy Spirit, ensures them that they have not been abandoned, but they are in no condition to believe it at the moment. Yeah, I mean, they're on fire. There is no way to prepare for a tower experience other than to know it's coming. Look for the weaknesses in your foundation. Where are you complacent? Where are you vulnerable? Do you have the inner and outer resources you need to deal with big change? It's good to be alarmed when you get the Tower card. It's both a wake-up call and a cautionary tale. Don't sugarcoat the message. The time for denial is long past. Fuck. That's really cute, though, because you know what's funny? I do see the dove, is that a dove? Yeah, the white pigeon. So there's this, and I've been shuffling the cards in the background. And in as much as it's saying what the tower is about, which is, true, I just I place the cards like that next to me, and I can't help but notice this isn't the sun card. This is, I'm gonna move the deck away. Well, yeah, you just don't need to see what's underneath that. Well, what's underneath it is like the Ten of Swords, which we'll just leave there in reverse, which is nice. But in any case, this isn't the sun card. This is the death card. So not only is the tower, there's also this other thing here, death. I like this. I know it said no sugarcoating this, that, and the other. And I think if you've been here for any amount of time, or you've seen any amount of readings that I've done, I don't think I sugarcoat. In fact, I think people blame me for, I don't know, salt coating? I don't know, shit. In any case, this is the sun. And I can't help but notice that there's this blue man, and then there's also this red man. And that could be, I think it's probably a running motif in the deck, but it's not a coincidence to me that this is what I'm talking about right now. I do feel like this tower is, yeah, it's a tower, but I don't feel like it's a destructive one. If there is some destruction, it's more so of maybe a wrecking ball wrecking a building, only to find that there's like a secret like talisman inside, or like a secret glowing golden something inside. It's like a wrecking ball coming to remove what's there so that we can see what's really there, what's really inside. But in any case, what I see here is movement. What I see here is things that were latent and now being given the opportunity and the chance to grow and move, to become kinetic. Because if you think about these flowers, in their state, I wouldn't really say that they have latent. They're latent. They do have an energy to them, just as like flowers or whatever. Not really that person. But once you plant these flowers, then their energy becomes a little bit more obvious. Their energy becomes a little bit more kinetic, in that they begin to now seed. They begin to now plant roots and grow and create even more flowers. So I like that. But it is still, the tower, and it is still death, but I'm not frightened. Just a little concerned to some degree. But let's see. Okay. So we have the Knight of Cups. Oof. And the Six of Swords. For some of you, perhaps this could be something of a rude awakening, but not so rude that I don't know. They're not so rude that that this seems like, let's say let's refer this to like love life, right? That's always easier for me. If your love life has been, it's like, let's say someone's love life has been pretty latent, pretty dead and dormant, and they see someone, they have an attraction to someone, and they shoot their shot, or someone else shoots their shot with that person, right? and their life has been pretty dormant. That opportunity, that moment, may not work out, right? If person A shoots their shot with person B and person B is like, no thank you, or person B shoots their shot with person A and person A is like, no thank you. That's what I'm seeing here. This sort of rude awakening, but at the same time, it's still an awakening. Like, it's something that, if from person A's example, where person A shot their shot with B, yes, B may have said no thank you, but it's in such a way, it creates this gusto, this this energy around person A that says, well, fuck that, I'm gonna go after what I want, what makes sense, what feeds me, blah blah blah. So even though what happened with person B didn't work out, whatever that may look like, it still really works out for person A, because it's that incident that really gets them going towards where they can actually give their heart to. It gives them the the hit, the kinetic energy that they need to go ahead and go where what's theirs is. For person B, so for person A part 2, where B approaches A, and A is not the one approaching, in that example where if someone is being approached, even though person A may not be interested in B, that sort of, again, that environment and that energy around that interaction or that happening is a bit of a rude awakening for A, being like, whoa, actually, there are people who find me desirable, or, oh, actually, love would be nice, I just wasn't feeling it with this person, or at this time, or something like that. But in either case, person A is a bit jolted, awake, so to speak, and says, oh, right, like, this is a part of life that exists, or this is something that I maybe need to work on, or why wasn't I interested in this person, blah, 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 blah. But it doesn't work out with person B in either example. But it is something that helps person A move forward. It's something that helps shake person A to a degree that they're like, well, I need to do something about this. Or I want to do something about this. Like that vein of things. I don't know that's what I see here. Where it's still something latent-ish that is being struck in order to get it to move. Like, actually move. So we have movement here with the Six of Swords to me, and movement here with this man on the horse with the Knight of Cups. And for all intents and purposes, there is movement here with the death. Granted, we're on the not part of the death, but these are sort of the two towers that are reminiscent of the tower and of the moon card. So it's interesting. This still does feel psychic. I don't know why I keep saying psychic. It does feel backgroundy. It doesn't necessarily feel too personal. Like, it doesn't feel too tangible. It feels more like within someone's being, as opposed to out in the world something happened. Something could happen out in the world, but I feel like it's more of an internal movement that happens. It's a decision, it's a course of action, I do think it's a course of action, not so much a course of inaction. This could also be someone, if it is a course of inaction, if it's someone no longer taking action, it's a no longer taking a certain action that they've been taking and doing something different. So either way, there's a pivot here. There's a pivot here. So if you didn't follow your intuition yesterday, the past 2 days, here's the thing that's gonna help put you on the track that you may have needed to, or help push you even further on that track. Okay. and it's a good thing. Or it's beneficial, at least. I said, tell me a little bit more about the tower, and then the Ten of Swords came out. So, so here we are. It also came out in the reverse, but it also came out on the other side. That's so funny. That's so funny. Life can be just really funny in this neck of the woods. Anyway, we talked about the Ten of Swords earlier. This reminds me of like June. I suppose maybe even I'm not really feeling like Scorpio like at all. I'm just kind of saying that gratuitously. But I feel like this tower is, yes, a bit worrisome for me. It's just like a concern. But from what I'm seeing here, there's a lot of hope. Like, truly, it's actually really good. And I'm not just saying that because it's a tower and I'm trying to like quell fears or anything. It just seems like with the Ten of Swords in reverse, it's again mental, right? Like I was saying, mental. And even though it's not so much emotional, it is informed by sort of an emotional or heart decision, but it's not in the heart's domain. Whatever this is, it could be in the heart's domain, but the person or the aspect that's going to be taking the lead and making the executive decision is going to be like the mental space and intuitive space. I'm really surprised the King of Swords didn't show up, or the Queen of Swords, because that's who I was really kind of picking up on when I said that. But their minions did. The Swords did. The Six of Swords and the Ten of Swords. So, it just seems like it's really going to be like a mental thing at the end of the day. That doesn't mean don't consult your heart. I feel like it's going to be the head that's going to be making the major decision, but it's like head and above. So even when I say that, it's not so much lip service, it's not so much your tongue, it's your brain and I suppose your mental, psychic self. Internally. And then expressing that externally. Yeah. I feel like you are making something. You are moving from something. This is nice. Well done. Oh, that's your guidance anyway. Make that move. Or I don't actually think you will be making the move. I feel like something will help make you make the move. But yeah. Keep your light on and good luck. Bye.